Welcome to Meaningful Activities to Generate Interesting Classrooms, Section 4, Part 1, Course Portfolio and Future Preparations. There are additional application assessments in your final synthesis action research assessment that we are going to assign at this time so you can begin working on them. Later in the course, we will give you additional information about these concepts. As previously mentioned, you will complete action research assessments in addition to the application assessments required for this course. Let's take a look at the next assessment you can complete at this time. Assessment 6. Please go to Canvas, Assignments, Course Portfolio Assessment 6, where you will find the activity template as well as the rubric for this assignment. Later in the course, we will discuss the importance of our activities providing multiple means of engagement, action, and expression. This assessment requires you to design an activity for your classroom with these components. This activity can be for any purpose other than introductory. The first component of an effective activity is multiple means of engagement choice. We want to design practice activities that provide choice, allow for personal preferences and interests, and utilize a variety of grouping formats. When you did the activity assessing a work of art, you had an opportunity to assign tokens based on your own personal preferences when it comes to art. Throughout the course, we have used a variety of grouping formats for the various activities. The second component of an effective activity is multiple means of action, movement, and hands-on. Remember that we want active learners, not passive learners. Adding movement and hands-on experiences makes learning more activity-based. Activities that are hands-on involve fine motor skills, such as manipulatives, 3D items, card sorts, cutting, gluing, making items, playing piece, card games, and doing experiments. Activities that have movement utilize large muscle movement and can be limited movement, like conversation station, or a lot of movement, like races. Comparing 3 items utilize small hands-on items, and the eyes have it involved movement. The third component of an effective activity is multiple means of expression, creativity. This includes activities that incorporate creativity and innovation and utilize various ways to express information and outcomes such as drawing, illustrating, making posters, acting, presenting, designing, constructing a diorama, performing, demonstrating, or using technology-oriented formats. When we did the Design a Desk activity, you used your creativity and innovation. Although you will experience activities with multiple means of engagement, action, and expression later in the course, you can now begin working on this assessment. Be sure to follow the directions specifically and complete the assessment in alignment with the rubric criteria. You will share Assessment 6, Multiple Means of Engagement, Action, and Expression in Activity Sharing Session 4, which occurs at the end of Section 4, Part 4, Positioning Activities Review, which is Class Session 8. We have discussed creative activities and movement in hands-on activities. A third type of activity you can utilize in the classroom is the subject of your next assessment, game-based learning. Assessment 7. Please go to Canvas, Assignments, Course Portfolio, Assessment 7, where you will find the activity template and the rubric for this assessment. In this assessment, you are to describe a game-based learning activity you can use in your classroom that is appropriate for the students at your grade level. The game-based learning activity can be used for any purpose, usually practice or review. At the end of Section 4, Part 3, Positioning Activities Practice, which is Class Session 7, You will meet with your activity sharing session group and share your game-based learning ideas. We will form game-based learning groups, and your group will choose one of the game-based learning activities from your group to play with the class on the last day of the course. You will have some time at the end of Section 4, Part 4, Positioning Activities Review, and Section 4, Part 5, Positioning Activities Culminating, to meet with your game-based learning group and plan your game presentation. During Section 5, Game-Based Learning, which is Class Session 10, your game-based learning group will present or play the game with the class that your group selected. Assessment 8. Please go to Canvas Assignments Course Portfolio Assessment 8, where you will find the activity template and the rubric for this assessment. In this assessment, you will synthesize the concepts and strategies you have learned in this course and design activities purposefully positioned throughout a chosen unit. Be sure to follow the directions specifically and complete the assessments in alignment with the rubric criteria. We have only discussed introductory activities at this point, so you cannot complete the entire assessment. However, you can begin to think about which types of activities you want to incorporate into your unit and begin working on this assessment. You will be able to complete various parts of the assessment after we discuss informational, practice, review, and culminating activities. Remember, you have now been assigned all of the action research assessments and application assessments for this course. The final deadline for submitting all work is the last day of our course. Please do not forget, we have our 13 colonies informational display coming up soon. This concludes Section 4, Part 1, Course Portfolio and Future Preparations. Please go to Canvas Modules Section 4, Part 1 and ensure all activities are complete.